2020 is about to end, but at my first step ever, we do not want to let this year go in a very sad way. And we try our very best to bring in people who can inspire and empower you to take your first step towards your journey. And we have a very, very special guest today in our episode. He is young and he is an entrepreneur and he has defied a lot of rules that people have in their career, the conventional path that people take. Devarshi Desai, who is the founder of Internash.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to share my journey and just have this chat.
What is so interesting in your story is that the first thing that is like ringing in my head is that you were a lawyer.
Yeah.
Now you have your media company and you're doing such a good work with creating the kind of content that's going out in international students.
It definitely sounds easy than it actually is. I think anybody who wants to change their career or anything, one thing that I always have, this is my principle, which is like I have left my well-paying job multiple times now. Whenever I want to start something new or change careers, I was getting well paid at the law firm. I left that and then I started acting, which wasn't paying me at all. And then I came here and then I was doing part-time jobs, which was paying me well. And then I left that to like do this YouTube thing, which I didn't even know where it was going. And then I had my full-time job after graduating from Monash University, and I left that to actually do this startup and media company. But one principle that I always have is like I would have 7 months of savings that if I don't make a single penny, I can survive. And 7 months or 6 months is good enough time for you to figure out whether this is something that you're passionate about. And if not, what do you really want to do? Or if what you're working on is something that is worth working on.
Are you able to discuss the internal challenges that you faced before starting with your company? Because a lot of us do face, and that is where we stop. We just don't take that step.
Me personally, I think it's super important to have the conversation with yourself as to like what do you really want. You know, sometimes it's as much as we want to like have our own company or create content or anything, but maybe it's just not the right time. For example, a lot of friends that I know have a lot of responsibilities. For example, X amount of dollars they have to send home because they have certain loan that is going on and they just cannot afford not to have a job. And the internal struggle is like, okay, fine, this is what I really want to do, but these are my responsibilities. And how do I fulfill all my responsibilities and do what I really want to do? That would be the ideal case scenario. So I think first thing is internally you have to decide what amount of responsibilities can you take up, and second, what is the least amount of work that you can do to fulfill that responsibility, and then follow your dreams. An ideal case would be like following your dream and making money and fulfilling those responsibilities. But if not, I think it is a very the clarity is extremely important. But I would not say that I have found my purpose or my calling or anything like that. The only thing that I think I have figured out for myself is that I have figured out what change do I want to make. And for example, the YouTube channel is called Internash. Number one thing that we want to do is just provide the most transparent information possible through our digital media platforms. That's it. There is nothing more that we want to do. And the reason why we started doing this is because when I came here, I did not have all the information. And that's why I don't want other people to go through the same thing. And if even if one of the hundreds of videos that we have can help one person, that's still making a difference.
Devarshi, thank you so much for letting me grill you with so many questions.
Thank you so much for having me.